Good evening. My name is Jason Clark A. Marquez, and this is my aunt Christine A. Alonso. Good evening, Miss
Mhm.
Alonso. How are you?
Good evening, I'm fine.
Before I start the interview, I would like to thank you for participating in this activity on my subject English 100 about getting to know other cultures. I am going to ask you 5 questions about culture barrier experiences. The
Mhm.
first question is, what country have you visited and how long have you stayed there?
Okay, so I work in Singapore and I stayed there for almost 2 years in the past.
Mhm.
Mm.
When you first arrived in that country, have you had any culture shock experiences?
Okay, so I was actually shocked by how people really obey and follow the rules. For example, there's this rule that no one should be eating inside any public transportation, any bus station or any train stations, and when you go there you cannot really see anyone doing this. Mm.
Oh. When what makes that country's culture so different from ours?
Okay, so aside from people being obedient, okay, there's this another culture that is really different from ours. Okay, but first you have to understand that Singapore consists of Chinese, Malay, and Indians. And in that country, the smartest people, regardless of race or ethnicity, are pushed or supported and encouraged to reach their full potential. Unlike in the Philippines, wherein people, not all, but we tend to pull down those who are trying to be successful. So that's a really big difference.
It
Mhm.
must have been great to be supported by the government.
Yes, not only by the government but by the citizens themselves. Mhm.
My last question
Okay.
is,
Yeah.
any advice that you can give to Filipinos who want to travel, work, or immigrate
Mhm.
in that country you have visited?
Okay, so Filipinos who wants to work, travel, or to live in Singapore, they should really have to try to deal with different culture, different religion, different belief and traditions, and also they have to um, try to follow rules and regulations because Singapore is actually a fine city. Like anything that you do wrong, you will be fined. Yes. Okay, that's my advice for those who wants to go there.
Thank you. That will be all for this interview. Thank you for
Mhm.
answering my questions. I have learned something about this tiny but futuristic country, making me want to go there. Once again, thank you for sharing your time in participating in this activity. Have a great day. Have a good night. Have a wonderful night.
Yes, thank you. Good night.
Good night.